Expect elbow-to-elbow racing as the HEL Performance Street Fighters and Thundersport Bridgestone 500s come to Mallory Park for the final round of the Thundersport Championship. This is Thundersport Naked.
Welcome back to Thundersport Naked. We're here at Mallory Park for the final races of the season. The HEL Performance Street Fighters up next. A class with 3 different championships in one. The Street Fighter A's, the Street Fighter B's and the Street Fighter C's. All different engine capacities, engine sizes, different speeds. And we have the champion overall, Rhys Rothwell, on pole position. Up against Ian Popplewell there. Popplewell, the Street Fighter B champion. But he's converted over to Street Fighter A the last couple of rounds and has been given Rhys a good run for his money. We see Mick Riddle there in third, number 44 on the Royal Air Force Reserves. Kawasaki, the green and white machine, third on the grid. Fourth on the grid, you'll see the Supermoto, number 35 of Tony Hughes, the reigning champion, well, he certainly was coming into this event, of the Street Fighter C's. But that championship, we should just say a big congratulations to the new champion. Brad Davey has wrapped that one up. He is the champion of Street Fighter C. So all the championships decided. It's just down to some good old-fashioned racing in the last time of 2012. And off the line, but it's looking like a good start from Rhys Rothwell, who leads, number 9, from Ian Popplewell in third place there. Oh, well, that was Mick Riddle, number 44, running wide. He's allowed Adam Palfreman, number 32, just to slip into third place there. And then it's Tony Hughes, always a nuisance on his KTM, in fourth place there, alongside Mick Riddle. But at the front of this one, the 2 Triumph riders on Street Fighter A machines, Rhys Rothwell, not only Street Fighter A champion, but the Street Fighter Extreme champion, which takes into account all 3 championships rolled into one. Ian Popplewell has really been up there fighting away. And he told me just before he entered this race, he really desperately wants to beat Rhys. He's been matching him for pace, and he wants this one. It's the final race of 2012. He has also said to me, though, that it would be, if he finishes this race in one piece, one of the first seasons where he's not ended up in a pile and needed new leathers. So I wonder what frame of mind will get the better of Ian Popplewell, currently in second place at the moment behind Rhys Rothwell. There is Palfreman still third. Mick Riddle there in fourth place. Mick, a regular Thundersport rider from in the forces, and then it's number 35, Tony Hughes. You just see there, that's Andrew Scanlon, number 24, on board that very bright Kawasaki. But it's Rothwell that leads on the same machinery as Ian Popplewell. Further back, Bob Docker we saw just tucked in behind Tony Hughes, number 64. Dave Palfreman, brother of Adam, number 72. Is fighting it out with Andrew Scanlon, and Keith Warren's also out there on the Street Fighter C bike. But it's these 2 that are breaking away at the moment. They're down to low 56s already. Still no sign of anyone beating that lap record held by Jamie Wilkins all those years ago. I say all those years ago, probably just only 2 years ago. Jamie Wilkins, a 55 flat. That is some going on a Street Fighter machine. As it's still Rothwell from Ian Popplewell. Street Fighter B lap record is held by Barry Utting, last year's champion. But at the moment, yep, that's been smashed. Mick Riddle has destroyed that lap record. So that's good news for Mick in this particular race. And in terms of Street Fighter C, it looks like that one's been beaten also. Tony Hughes was the holder, and it looks like he's beaten his own lap record. Back to the front we go then. Rhys Rothwell, the champion of 2012 of 2 categories in the Street Fighter class, sponsored by HEL Performance, stainless steel braided brake lines. There's Tony, as ever, number 35, known as Mr. Punch in the paddock. You'll find out why if we see him on the podium. He's just tucked in behind Adam Palfreman. And there is number 56, Steve Bradbury. Steve just got himself a free shiny red new paint job, courtesy of Gladwin's Body Repair Centre, so he's happy. He'll be looking to keep that bike upright and ready for 2013 season. Back to the front, Rothwell leads from Popplewell. Popplewell just well, he's matching him for times, but not made a move as yet. Further back in third place, we await Mick Riddle, who's doing very well indeed to hold off Palfreman, Tony Hughes, and then Bob Docker, number 64. There's Dave Palfreman, 72. Then it's Scanlon, and then it's Keith Warren there. Keith Warren currently second in the fight for Street Fighter C's. No, third, sorry, because Scanlon is also on a Street Fighter C. So Keith Warren third behind Scanlon. Back to the front of the race overall. Still not a lot to split between Rothwell and Popplewell, but Popplewell so far not made a move for the lead. Further back, those two riders you can see there are about to be lapped, I should just point out. That's Al Brown and Andrew Castle. It's actually number 44 there, the bright green and white leathers of Mick Riddle, that's in third place and leading the Street Fighter B battle. Mick from Peterborough, and under the flag of the RAF Motorsports Association, along with another rider out there, Andrew Castle, number 45. Still Rothwell that leads the Street Fighter battle. I have to say, actually, all season long we've been really lacking many fights at the front for overall Street Fighter A supremacy. So this is going to keep Rhys Rothwell nice and honest, because Popplewell's still shadowing his every move in second place there. They're both lapping in the low 56s, and in fact on that lap there it was Popplewell that got the fastest lap, a 56.1 as opposed to the 56.2 of Rothwell. This a class, of course, that Keith Smith, Mr. Potato Head, won last year and is looking to return into next year once he's recovered from a nasty injury involving balcony in Mexico, and we'll have to wait and see. He won't be back to contest the entire championship, that's for sure, but we'll wish him all the best as he looks to recover. There's Dave Palfreman, number 72. Nice to have Dave back in the paddock with us. He's brother with Adam Palfreman, who's just a bit further ahead of him on circuit. That won't go down too well. As the leaders exit the bus stop around Devil's Elbow and onto the start-finish straight, and it's last lap time. So if Ian Popplewell is going to do anything about this win, he's got to do it now. He looks as close as he's ever been, and there's some sparks flying up there. One suspects that's from his foot peg, so really cranking it up here on this final lap as Ian Popplewell. He moves over now to his left, thinking about going underneath Rothwell, but Rothwell's very late on the brakes. And there's only going to be realistically one more chance for Ian Popplewell to win this one, and it'll be into short hairpin. They're going to come up to some traffic. Hopefully that won't affect the outcome of the result, and Rothwell defends his line. Popplewell takes the wide approach, which will give him some decent drive, but there's going to be no room there, and it looks like this one's going to be Rothwell's. And as they exit the bus stop and around Devil's Elbow, it is going to be a close finish, but it's Rhys Rothwell that takes the win here in the final race of 2012. Close as it is, though, he only won it by just over a tenth from Ian Popplewell. Good effort there from Ian, the Street Fighter B champion. Mick Riddle does cross the line to take third, and we now wait to see who's going to finish in fourth and fifth. It looks like Tony Hughes might struggle on power. They're going to be side by side across the line. Hughes just loses out there. He does win the Street Fighter C race, but he loses out on fourth to Adam Palfreman. And Bob Docker finishes in sixth place overall, third in the Street Fighter B class. Street Fighter A winners then, Rhys Rothwell, Ian Popplewell in third place for Steve Bradbury. In the Bs, it's Mick Riddle, the winner in the middle there, with Adam Palfreman in second and Bob Docker third. And in Street Fighter C, Tony Hughes, Mr. Punch wins from Andrew Scanlon and Keith Warren. A confirmation of the Street Fighter Extreme Championship standings, Rhys Rothwell the champion ahead of Popplewell and Martin Stanier third.
Tony Hughes, winner of the Street Fighter C class. A brilliant win for you there. Can you tell us about the race?
Yeah, it was a really good tight race, and it's the type of racing I like. I like it when it's wheel to wheel and elbow to elbow and everything, and that's exactly what I've got this weekend. And so it's I think that's what set me in good stead for next year. Like it makes me want to come back, and I hope people see it on telly and hopefully see that such good fun and come out there and have a go. So
brilliant. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Spotlight Racing and Gary Coombs there, and I'd like to thank again Miss Susan, my girlfriend, for all her support again.
Well done on your win, thank you. Street Fighter B winner, Mick Riddle, another win for you here on the podium.
Yeah, another lap record I think as well, so I beat it in the first race today and got it beat out again this race, so really happy with that.
An excellent way to end.
Yeah. Again, had a little tussle this time, so I didn't have it my own way. Had a little battle with Adam a few laps in, but yeah, overall really good race.
Excellent. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, the RF Motorsports Association, Christine from Cougar Leathers, Thundersport for giving Forces discount, and Motordex for sponsoring the military championship, and also my wife Tori for the support.
Brilliant, well done. And Street Fighter A winner, Reese Rothwell. You managed to hold off Ian Popperwell in that race.
Yeah, it was a close one. I knew he was behind me the whole way. I didn't look behind me, but I could hear the sound of his bike, so just kind of kept my head down, just kept banging away at the laps, and won over the win, which is good.
Brilliant. And any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, just like closebikes.com for everything they've done for me over the years. So obviously, big thanks to them and everyone that comes with me at the weekend to help.
Well, that's it here from Mallory Park, and that's it for the season 2012 done and dusted. From myself, Steve Day, and from Grace Webb, we'll see you at Brands in 2013.
Moped, sports bikes, you save watts. Any bike, it makes no odds. We will give you what you need. Best price always guaranteed. Come to us and get a quote. You'll be singing note for note. Walk away with cash to spend on anything you want, my friend. Bike Insurer, Bike Insurer, Bike Insurer.
Get the cheapest bike insurance, guaranteed, only from the Bike Insurer.
The HEL Performance Street Fighters out on this Mallory Park circuit for the final time of 2012. A bit of a damp start to this morning, but this afternoon we have bright sunny skies, as good as you're going to get for late October anyway. Number 9 on pole position, the champion of 2012, Reese Rothwell on the Triumph 675. He is the Street Fighter A champion and the HEL Performance Street Fighter Extreme champion also. But in this particular race, he'll have some competition from the Street Fighter B champion, who's there second on the grid. Ian Popperwell has got himself a Triumph 675 A-class machine also, and is looking pretty good. Third on the grid for Mick Riddle, number 44. Always good to have Mick back on the grid, of course supported by the RAF Sports Association. And there is Tony Hughes, Mr. Punch, fourth on the grid on the Supermoto machine, number 35, last year's Street Fighter C champion. Well, he's done everything he can to try and clinch this year's title, but Brad Davey has merely just got to score pretty much a point here in this race to be crowned Street Fighter C champion on that Aprilia 550. Away they go then into turn 1. And it is Ian Popperwell that looks to have the advantage on the Triumph 675. The A, B and C classes all separated by engine size and capacity, so it is, you can see there the two Street Fighter A machines first and second. In fact, it's Reese Rothwell now that takes the lead off Poppy into Edwin. Is in third place on the green Kawasaki, the Street Fighter B leader of the race, Mick Riddle. But it is in fact Ian Popperwell just ahead of him on the road that is crowned Street Fighter B champion, to follow up with his Mini Twins championship last year. In fourth place, number 32, that looks like Adam Palfreman, and just hanging it round the outside there, that was Andrew Scanlon, number 24. Just having some fun out there. Number 64 and 72, it's Bob Docker and Dave Palfreman. Dave, number 72, brother of 32, Adam Palfreman, so try not to get mixed up, although they've got identical leathers and identical machinery. But back onto the back straight now. It's a shame Ian Popperwell's not been a part of this A-class for the whole season, because these two have been having a right ding-dong all weekend. And in the background there, just going around the outside of Adam Palfreman, that is Tony Hughes, number 35 on the KTM 690. Really impressive on that machine, and had he attended every single round, I think we might have had a closer fight to the last race of the season for that Street Fighter C championship. As it is though, here at Mallory. There's a couple to go, and Brad Davey looks as though he's got it in the bag. Mick Riddle doing very well there on the Kawasaki 600, just to stay in touch with these two more powerful machines up ahead of him. Luckily, this Mallory 1.39 mile circuit, not necessarily such a speed circuit. Around this section here, if you've got a more powerful bike, you'll notice it, but as you break down into Edwinas, and from here all the way round, pretty much to the start-finish straight, the more nimble machine will benefit. And as it is, it's Popplewell that leads from Rothwell, and there is Mick Riddle, number 44, rider from Peterborough. And as I mentioned, supported by the RAF Motorsports Association, along with a number of other riders in ThundersportGB. But it's Ian Popplewell that leads, number 17, on the Image Registrations Triumph, a regular at Thundersports, rider from Hull. And in second place there, the champion, probably just relaxing and having some fun, having claimed both championships this year, Reese Rothwell. Further back, that's number 3, Chris Dickinson, rider from Preston on the CD Racing Honda. And another regular Thundersport rider there, number 98, Rob Pragnell. Rob from Portsmouth on the Racing Line Photography Suzuki. Back to the front then. Popplewell still leads just from Reese Rothwell. Both of these are the Street Fighter A machines. Then it's Mick Riddle, Street Fighter B leader. And then, look at that, Tony Hughes, leg off the peg. He leads Street Fighter C. He's having a good old battle with Adam Palfreman there, but he's up in the top 4. Further back, Brad Davey, I should just point out, 13th on circuit, but is more, well, crucially, he's back 4th and 5th in class. That would be enough to crown him the champion of 2012. Exiting the bus stop chicane there, Mick Riddle. There's the wily style of Tony Hughes, and then Adam Palfreman just behind. Adam Palfreman's actually being closed in at the moment by both Andy Scannell and Dave Palfreman, his brother. So both Dave and Adam, brothers. Dave has not been a part of every round this year, but he is catching his brother. Maybe we'll get an Adam and Dave fight off for the race. They'll be racing, of course, in memory of their dad Mick, who sadly passed away a round ago, and our respects go to the Palfreman family. Look at this style from Tony Hughes. I'm not sure what he thinks he's actually achieving by doing that on his KTM 690. Well, either way, you can see the difference in power between the KTM 690 and that machine there. Palfreman is into the hairpin. Tony Hughes around the outside. Back to the front we go. Ian Popplewell, it is that's still leading this one, but via Risla paper as they go across the line there. He's got company in the form of the champion, who doesn't want to give up easily. Around the outside and chopping their nose off Poppy as they tip into Gerard's corner. Good racing this from the two riders. Reese, of course, got a brother that races in the Mini 20s. In fact, the Mini 20s champions. So both Rothwell brothers champions in a Thundersport class of some sort this year. And despite having the championships already in the bag, both of these guys going toe-to-toe in this final race of 2012. And you wouldn't want to pick a winner. They're both lapping in the 56s. Pretty good lap times for these Street Fighter bikes. Still a little way to go before they get close to that lap record set by Jamie Wilkins a few years back. Wilco, a former champion of this class, of 55 flat, which is the sort of times you expect to see from a 600 Supersport Championship. And just taking advantage there as the last lap flag goes out, they put a lap on somebody and they go either side, and at the moment it's advantage. It is advantage Ian Popplewell as they make their way onto the final lap. Here they come then. Around the back, they're about to put a lap on Andrew Driver, number 88, who's completely unaware of the company that he's got, but it's Ian Popplewell that's just behind him. Andy Driver there on the Sundridge Full Factory MZ, rider from Bromley. Oh, and he's certainly not aware. He thinks that, I would imagine, Andrew probably thinks that that's somebody attacking him from just behind, but Popplewell takes the advantage. But Reese Rothwell's gone round the outside, but he's run wide, and that should be advantage Popplewell. There's no real place to overtake here, so unless Poppy makes a mistake, it's going to be his. They exit Devil's Elbow. Onto the start-finish straight they go, and Ian Popplewell clinches this one. He takes Street Fighter win ahead of the champion Reese Rothwell. Third place overall and winner in class of Street Fighter B goes to Mick Riddle, number 44. and Tony Hughes takes 4. We wait for confirmation, and yes, I can tell you Brad Davey on the Aprilia has gone across the line in 13th to claim the C Championship, but there is confirmation. A great race here for the Street Fighters. Poppy wins it from Rothwell ahead of Riddle Hughes. Dave Palfreman does beat his brother Adam. And there are the happy campers on the podium. Popperwell, Rothwell and Steve Bradbury in the A class. B class, Mick Riddle, Dave Palfreman and Adam Palfreman. And in the C class, it's Tony Hughes, Andy Scanlon and Keith Warren.
Winner of the Street Fighter C class, Tony Hughes. A brilliant win for you there, just missing out on the championship, but you must be pleased with the result.
Yeah, I've missed a couple of rounds, so I mean, I should have really made more effort to get to them, really, and a few problems, but I'm really pleased with everything that I've done this year, other than that. But I'm dead pleased for Brad as well, who tries really hard. He has tried really hard to win this championship, so you know what, fair play to him. He's done it, kept his head. So yeah, and great racing this weekend. Over the moon with the way the bike's going and everything. So I'd just like to say thanks to Sparklight Racing for keeping it going, and also to girlfriend for supporting me, Susan, for supporting me and everything.
Well done on your win, thank you. And winning in the Street Fighter B class, Mick Riddle. You must be pleased with your win on the last round as well.
Yeah, very pleased. A win yesterday and a second yesterday and a win today. Very happy with that. Yeah, good result.
Can you tell us about the race at all?
Basically, just following the 2A bikes in front of me and trying to keep out of trouble. Basically, putting consistent laps and get through the back markers at the end and survive.
Brilliant. And any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to say thank the RF Motorsports Association, Christine from Cougar Levers, and I'd also like to thank Motodex for sponsoring the military championship, which we're all the military obviously part of as well, and most of all my wife Tori for all the support she gives me.
Brilliant, well done. Street Fighter A winner, Ian Popperwell. You must be pleased with that, as you've been saying for a long time you wanted to beat Reese.
Yeah, over the moon with it, to be fair. It's only the second meeting on the new bike and got it set up great. Yesterday Reese picked me, one of them, but brilliant, yeah. I'd like to thank John from regplates.com, Jane for the bike, Spares Unlimited, Speed Sport RST for the leathers, and if we can start next year like we're ending this one, I'm up for it. Should have a good do, I think.
We hope to see you back here for the second race. And champion in the Street Fighter A class and overall in the Street Fighter Extreme, Reese Rothwell. You must be over the moon.
Yeah, I am. It's been a good year overall. Just stayed consistent, didn't have too many DNFs, and kept getting the points in, so that was a key to it really. So it's been a good year.
Is there a highlight in your year?
No, I mean, I don't know, it's probably. I'd probably say the weather. I mean, the weather's not been too good. It's been raining most. Sort of had an on and off rain all season really, so I've had quite a few wet races. Generally do quite well in the wet, so I think the weather's sort of played into my hands a bit this year.
England definitely the place to be. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, just everyone that comes helping me at the weekend. So my mum, my dad, Curtis, and my brother Lewis, Roxanne, my sister. Just everyone who comes helping out, and me sponsor GhostBikes.com.
Well done.